Accompanying versus non-accompanying dependents on a permanent residency application. What is the difference? If you are a primary applicant on a permanent residency application, but you have children outside of Canada, you need to choose whether they will be accompanying you or not accompanying you at the time that you will land as a permanent resident. So this applies to applicants who perhaps have children in other countries, who live with their biological mother or father and do not live with you permanently and will not be coming to Canada or landing with you as a permanent resident in Canada, even if you are already in Canada. You need to choose one or the other. Accompanying dependent means that this person will be becoming a permanent resident at the same time that you will be becoming and landing as a permanent resident, and will continue living with you in Canada as a permanent resident. If this is not possible or not the case, as perhaps the child lives with the other biological parent, then you would list the child as non-accompanying. If you do not include the child on your application at all, you will never be able to sponsor your child again in the future, and this could be called misrepresentation should you try to do so in the future. So you need to include all children, all family members that the application is requesting. What this does for a non-accompanying dependent is that before the age of 22, this dependent can be sponsored by you at a later date to come as a permanent resident, so before their 22nd birthday. If you are going to sponsor a dependent child, this child needs to remain in Canada and plan to land as a permanent resident and stay in Canada, because they will need to maintain their 730 days in Canada over a 5-year period. So the 730-day rule. So it doesn't make sense if this child is not ready to immigrate to Canada and live with you. It does not make sense to either have them as accompanying on the application or sponsor them at a later date. Whether the dependent is accompanying or non-accompanying, they will still need to undergo certain items in the application, such as medical exam, and they need to be admissible to Canada. If you are looking for help on your sponsorship application, please do contact us.